The ownership of the content. Social media content is generated through social media interaction done by users through the site. There have always been a huge debate on the ownership of the content on social media platform because it is generated by the users and hosted by the company. Added to this is a danger to the security of information, which can be leaked to third parties with economic interest in the platform or parasites who comb the data for their own databases. In order for social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube to publish your content online, you must be issued a license from the corporate owners. A license is a legitimate right that allows them to carry out a specific task. Simply put, you grant each platform permission to use your content in accordance with their terms and conditions, even if you control the stuff you submit to the social media. Although each of these licenses differ differently from the other, they all give the social media sites permission to utilize your copyrighted work however they see fit. Theoretically, they could make commercial use of it and even sell or sublicense their license to a third party for that party's use. However, because each license specifically states that it is royalty free, you would never earn a share of the revenue. After being acquired by Facebook in 2012, Instagram made headlines when it revealed it intended to use users' posts in adverts without seeking permission from or paying their users. To determine if that's still the case, let's examine the terms of service Instagram states. Instagram does not claim ownership by any content that you post on or through the service. Instead, you thereby grant to Instagram an exclusive, fully paid and royalty-free, transferable, sublicensable, worldwide license to use the content that you post on or through the service, subject to the service's private policy. Some of the service is supported by advertising revenue and may display advertisement and promotion, and you hereby agree that Instagram may place such advertisement and promotion on the service or on, about, or in conjunction with your content. The manner, mode, and extent of such advertisement and promotion are subjected to change without specific notice to you. Instagram expressly disclaims ownership of the image you share in the terms, yet it appears that this practice of using user content for their own purposes have not stopped. They have a similar provision in their conditions regarding offering a transferable and non-executive license to use and display your work as Facebook and Twitter do. Instagram is clear that they may use or remix your content for marketing or advertising without your permission or prior notification. Policy concerns with social networking services. Policy rights advocates warn users on social media about the collection of their personal data. Some information is captured without the user's knowledge or consent through electronic tracking and third-party applications. Data may also be collected for law enforcement and government purposes by social media intelligence using data mining techniques. Data and information may also be collected for third-party use. When information is shared on social media, that information is no longer private. There have been many cases in which young persons especially, share personal information which can attract predators. It is very important to monitor what you share and to be aware of who you could potentially be sharing that information with. Teens especially share significantly more information on the internet now than they have in the past. Teens are much more likely to share their personal information such as email address, phone number, and school names. Studies suggest that teens are not aware of what they are posting and how much of that information can be accessed by third parties. Their argument that privacy is dead and that with social media growing more and more, some heavy social media users appear to have become quiet and considered with privacy. Others argue, however, that people are still very concerned about their privacy but are being ignored by the companies running these social networks who can sometimes make a profit off of sharing someone's personal information. There is also a disconnect between social media users' words and their actions. Studies suggest that surveys show that people want to keep their life private, but their actions on social media suggest otherwise. Everyone lives a trial when they use social media. Every time someone creates a new social media account, they provide personal information that can include their names, date of birth, geographic location, and personal interest. In addition, companies collect data on users' behavior. All of this data is stored and leveraged by companies to better target advertising to their users. Another fact is ignoring of how accessible social media posts are. Some social media users who have been criticized for inappropriate comments stated that they did not realize that one outside their circle of friends would read their posts. In fact, on some social media sites, unless a user selects high privacy settings, their content is shared with a wide audience. According to a 2016 article diving into the topic of sharing privately and the effect social media has on expectation of privacy, 1.18 billion people will log into their Facebook accounts, 500 million tweets will be sent, and there will be 95 million photos and videos posted on Instagram in a day. Much of the privacy concerns individuals face them from their own post on a form of social network. Users have the choice to share voluntarily and have been ingrained into society as routine and normative. Social media are a snapshot of our life, a community we have created on the behaviors of sharing, posting, liking, and communicating. Sharing has become a phenomenon which social media and network have uprooted and introduced to the world. The idea of privacy is redundant. Once something is posted, its accessibility remains constant, even if we select who is potentially able to view it. People desire privacy in some shapes or form, yet also contribute to social media, which makes it difficult to maintain privacy. Mails offers option 2 for reform, which include corporate and the application of the law of confidence. More radical, a change to the concept of privacy itself. A 2014 Pew Research Center survey found that 91% of Americans agree or strongly agree that people have lost control over how people's information is collected and used by all kinds of entities. Some 80% of social media users said they were concerned about advertisers and businesses accessing the data they share on social media platforms, and 64% said the government should do more to regulate advertisers. According to the Wall Street Journal published on February 17, 2019, according to the UK law, Facebook did not protect certain aspects of the user's data. The US government announced to ban TikTok and WeChat from the states over national security concern. The shutdown was announced for September 20, 2020. Access to TikTok was extended until 12 November 2020, and a federal court ruled on October 30, 2020 has blocked further implementation of restrictions that would lead to the TikTok's shutdown. Additionally, in 2019, the Pentagon issued guidance to the U.S. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and other government agencies that identified the potential risk associated with using the TikTok app and directs appropriate action for employees to take in order to safeguard their personal information. As a result of Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Transportation Security Administration, and the Department of Homeland Security banned the installation and use of TikTok on the government devices, including blacklisting it on intranet services. Criticism of commercialization. Commercial development of social media have been criticized as the action of customers in these settings have become increasingly value creating. For example, when customers contribute to the marketing and branding of specific product by posting positive reviews. As such, value creating activity also increasing the value of the specific product, which could, according to the marketing professors Bernard Kov and Daniel Daly, 2009, led to what they refer to as double exploitation. As social media usage have become increasingly widespread, social media has the large content came to be subjected to commercialization by marketing companies and advertising agents. In 2014, Christopher Roll, a digital marketing researcher, suggested that the social media landscape currently consists of three types of places. Because of this development: customer-dominated places, professionally dominated places, and places undergoing commercialization. As social media become commercialized, this process have been shown to create novel forms of value network stretching between customer and producer, in which a combination of personal, private, and commercial contents are created. Thank you, and see you in another upcoming video.